A group of friends were on their way to a secluded cabin in the Appalachian Mountains for a weekend getaway. The drive was long, winding through dense forests and narrow, forgotten roads. They had rented a place deep in the woods, far from cell service and the chaos of city life. As they laughed and talked about their plans for the weekend, the road twisted into darkness. The only light came from their headlights, cutting through the thick fog that had suddenly rolled in. The road narrowed even more, until finally they spotted an old wooden bridge. This bridge was the only way to cross the deep ravine below. The bridge looked ancient, the wood warped and rotting in places, but their GPS insisted this was the only route. As they approached, they noticed something strange. A young boy stood at the entrance of the bridge, his clothes ragged, his face pale, with no expression. His eyes seemed too dark, almost hollow. He stood motionless, staring at them. The friends exchanged nervous glances. "Where did he come from?" one of them asked. "There's nothing out here for miles," another whispered. Despite their growing unease, they couldn't just drive past a child standing alone in the middle of nowhere. One of them rolled down the window. "Are you okay? Do you need help?" The boy didn't respond. He only raised a single finger and pointed right at them. That was enough. The driver gripped the wheel and said, "Nope, nope, nope," before slowly maneuvering around the boy and driving onto the bridge. As the car rolled forward, an ear-splitting scream erupted from behind them. It wasn't the sound of a child, though. It was deeper, twisted, inhuman. Panic set in. The driver slammed the accelerator, desperate to get off the bridge. The old planks creaked and groaned beneath the weight of the car, but they didn't care. Then the headlights flickered as they were driving at high speed. For a moment, everything went dark. When the lights came back on, the boy was standing directly in front of the car. The driver swerved violently, barely avoiding him, and the car skidded on the solid ground as the tires gripped on the other side of the bridge. No one dared to look back. They finally reached the cabin in complete silence. No one spoke of what they had seen. No one wanted to. But in the back of their minds, they all knew something was terribly wrong. That night, sleep did not come easily. The wind howled through the trees, and the wooden walls of the cabin creaked as though they were breathing. Then, at exactly 3:07 a.m., a single knock echoed through the cabin. No one moved. Another knock. Then, a child's voice. "You shouldn't have crossed. You shouldn't have crossed the bridge." The door flung open, even though no one had touched it. The night swallowed the cabin in darkness, and the screams of the friends joined the whispers of the forest. The next day, the owner of the cabin went by to say hi to the group of friends who had rented the cabin. When they approached the property, they noticed that the front door was open. They walked in and looked around, looking for their customers, but they noticed the cabin was empty. The beds were unmade, the car still parked outside, but the friends were gone, vanished without a trace. Days later, a local hiker passed by the old wooden bridge and saw something strange. 5 new carvings had appeared in the bridge's wooden planks. Each one had a name. It was the name of all of the friends who had rented the cabin. And at the edge of the bridge, a boy stood, waiting for the next travelers to cross.